And now there should be sound.
All right, I have been told there should now be sound, so hopefully there's now sound. And if so, hi everybody. Yeah, my name is KonceptionSR, and I'm going to be sound. It's there. I'm going to be doing Pokemon Pearl any percent Manipless, which is of the two games the less broken one. So
we're doing restreaming again.
So, I think if we're all good on tech side, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We looking good? Because I heard some voices in the background, so I wanted to make sure we're okay before we get started. I'm getting the all. I haven't heard anything, so I'm getting the all clear. Hopefully, we're good. So I'm going to give us the countdown on the timer if we are ready and ready to go here. So, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Yeah. So, you know, I was just saying before we didn't have sound. I feel like since everybody here who is involved knows about Pokemon speedrunning, I don't have to elaborate as much about things as I normally would in a typical marathon setting. But, you know, I'm still gonna have some fun. Still gonna talk about the game, of course. Yeah, so this is Pearl. As people have mentioned, it actually is gonna be slower than its new counterparts, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, at least before all the glitches were patched out. But we're gonna be doing the Manipless category. So basically, instead of using RNG manipulation to get the starter of our dreams and stuff like that, we are going to just get the starter we're given and give the encounters that we're given. That's what we're gonna do. Which I feel like everyone probably knew, but you know, it's always good to go over it again. What's Pokemon? Yeah. If you don't know what Pokemon is, it stands for Pocket Monsters. And they're cute and stuff. I think that's all you really need to know, that you have to know. But yeah, classic TV thing here. But yeah, so if you're somebody who has been playing Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, this is all going to look very familiar to you, just a little bit older. As any good Pokemon run starts, we're going to change some options. All the best Pokemon runs start with changing your options, of course. If you're unfamiliar with this run route, I'll just talk a little bit about it. So, in terms of starter, we're going to be choosing Chimchar. Now, technically, since we're doing Manipless, it doesn't fully, quote-unquote, matter what starter you choose. Chimchar is still going to be the fastest, though, just based off of what we're given. The any percent route, since it uses a glitch that skips basically everything past the second badge and on, Chimchar is just basically the fastest starter that you can choose to get through the first two gens. So if you ever see an any percent Manipless run, it's almost going to be Chimchar. But I have a good friend of mine, Ness underscore, who's done a lot of routing with the other starters as well, just to like make it a little bit more interesting. And you know, they're all somewhat doable. It's fun. Forgot to turn off music. Yeah, hey, no Pokemon, no music lag in this one. So we're gonna be enjoying those beautiful Gen 4 jams. Also, there's no particular reason why it's night or day right now. It's just what my DS clock is at right now. But yes, why not? Why not get some night? We'll have some spooky times. Oops, and tile up. Yeah. So in this first fight that we're about to see when we get to our Chimchar, we're gonna be hoping that we're good enough to two-shot the first Starly that we have to fight. It is entirely more likely that we'll probably three-shot, and it could even be possible that we four-shot, you know, just depending on what we get in terms of our attack stat, if we get growled by the Starly, things like that. So we're going to hope for the best, as we're going to say probably throughout the entirety of this run. Appreciate the good luck, much appreciated. But yeah, big shout out to the event thus far. It's been a wonderful watch. You know, supporting DePaul International, super important. So don't forget, you know, we are raising money for that as well. So go ahead and get your donations in if you are able and comfortable to do so. Wonderful, wonderful cause. All right, so here we go. Let's get our Chimchar here. Yep. All right, so we can tell a few things based, how this fight's gonna go based off of a few things. Gender of the Starly, which female is not bad. Gender of the Chimchar, male, but 20 health, so that's like normal. Let's see what our attack is. Okay, looks decent. Don't get, nah, we got Growl. We're probably gonna three shot anyway. So we have the potential of 2-shot, unless we get a crit, obviously. But we got Growled, so lowered our attack. Like I said, pretty standard 3-turn fight in Manipless. But if you're lucky, you can get the 2-turn. Yeah, that's pretty much how that goes most of the time in Manipless. So yeah, main differences between any percent Manipless and any percent. Obviously, we manip the Chimchar that we use, right? So that we get very specific stats that are very good for what we do, which means we can skip a lot of extra like trainers and gaining XP that we don't need to when our stats are just that good, right? However, the entire middle section of this run is going to be focused around a move called Hidden Power, and if you're not familiar, it's a move that has random typing based off of your IVs. When you manipulate your Chimchar, you also manipulate it getting a grass type hidden power, which is, I believe, at least, I haven't done manip runs of this yet, but I believe it's grass. And grass is very useful for what we need it for in that middle part of the run, because we end up fighting a lot of rock types. So as you can imagine, grass is pretty good. However, the middle part of this run for us, since it's Manipless, turns into basically a randomizer, because we don't know what kind of hidden power we're going to get. And then we don't, based off of that, we also don't know what route we're going to take. So it's pretty interesting. Kind of why I like this run. It makes it more frustrating a little bit RNG wise, but it makes it more interesting. Every run, no run is the same. It's pretty fun. We get the running shoes, which is great because I love moving fast. There we go. So now look at that, doubling our speed. Yeah, well, since we are not randomizing, since we are not manipping, rather, we are at the full extent of what we get in the grass here. So, if we get encounters, then we get encounters. I preferably would not want to get so many encounters before we get into Sandgem here. Because we don't have the opportunity to nickname our Chimchar yet. Obviously, as with pretty much every other Pokemon speedrun, when you nickname a Pokemon, you will usually want to nickname it one character because it saves frames. This game is no exception. We're getting ready to be able to nickname our Chimchar now. But before, it would just say Chimchar, which is obviously, what is that, 8 letters? Yeah. So 8 letters is slower than 1 letter.
Have you got a favorite letter to pick for the name?
Honestly, because the DS screen is so small, I just kind of like hit in the middle of the letters and I hope for the best. Sometimes I've been known to even accidentally hit a space, and then if you do space and then nothing else when you nickname, it's like you didn't nickname it at all. So yeah, so occasionally when I do marathons, I will have like, pretty standard Pokemon stuff, naming bid wars and stuff like that, which is always very interesting to watch because I am very bad at typing on the DS screen. It is very difficult for me. Thank goodness that these attack the attack boxes when we are doing battles and stuff are very big, so it's hard for me to miss with the stylus, but the letters very small, as it turns out. All right, so we're gonna get this little tour, Sandgem, and then we're gonna do some shopping. We're gonna get some potions to make these next parts a little bit easier. We're also gonna pick up a few items that we might need in the middle and later parts of the game. Namely, I'm gonna pick up, at least for right now, 1 antidote and 1 paralyze heal, and then hopefully that'll be pretty good. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna do 2 paralyzed heals and no antidote, and then I'll actually pick 1 up on the ground on the way. A little slower to do it that way, but it's a little, oops, not Pokeballs, a little safer. 8 potions should do us. The reason why is that, yeah, you know, you can get poisoned at a few different points. Namely, there's a Zubat later on that has Toxic and a few other things that are particularly annoying. Well, we can also get paralyzed, which can also be pretty annoying. So hopefully we don't have any of that, but you never know. It is Pokemon speedrunning after all. Oops. Whoa, boy. Flew by Mom there. Was going too fast. Yeah, I see some stylus versus non-stylus commentary in the chat. Yeah, I use stylus as well. Same reason. I you know, cleaning the screen not only you know, mucks it up, but it also, like, you know, if you get reflected, like it makes it harder to see as well for me. So that's the main reason I do it. But yeah, gotta get, you know, classic beginning of the game stuff. Get your town map, get your parcel, deliver the parcel. Yeah, all that good stuff. All right, big bucks, no encounters. Oh, of course. So what do we, what is that? Is this 3 so far between the 2 times going through this route? It's definitely 2, and it might be 3.
It's 2 right now.
Oh, 2. All right, 2 is not bad. In my experience, at least, it averages 2 to 4. All right, so now we're at 3. 3's pretty bad. But...
yeah, as soon as you say your average, it's gonna go much higher than that now.
Yeah, it wants, because it wants to show outside of my average. Of course it does. Let's see, can we get around the corner without another one? All right, so 3. We'll take 3. It's not ideal, but we'll take 3. I've gotten as little as 1. I've never gotten 0. Oops. I should be 1 tile up, but that's fine. I've never gotten 0, but I have gotten 1 before. 1 is pretty good. Okay, interesting thing if you're unaware, or haven't speedran this game before. This is a catch tutorial which is unskippable. However, idling this is actually a little slower than not idling it, because in Gen 4, for example, right here, you can see that, you know, we hit the Turtwig hits the Bidoof, health flickers and starts going down. In Gen 4 here, if you mash during those parts, it actually moves ever so slightly faster than if you don't mash during those parts. So we're going to be, anytime we're battling, we're actually also mashing during the, you know, damage portion, because it's just ever so slightly faster. It's very interesting that way. And there we go. In case you didn't know and hadn't learned in the past day or so, that's how you catch Pokemon. Don't forget it. I mean, you can forget it for this run because I'm not going to catch anything, but in general, don't forget it. All right, let's see here. Coming up, probably one of the scariest fights of the entire run, and I wish I was joking. And you're gonna see that it's just a level 5 Starly. Why is that scary? It's scary, trust me, it's scary. So in a marathon setting, I actually like to, so Starly has quick attack, tackle, and growl here. On a marathon setting, I actually like seeing growl more. It's definitely slower, but it is much safer, so that's nice. But yeah, as you can see, this Starly means business. Does a good chunk of damage. Does more damage than we do. But yeah, the less it hits me, the safer I am, though that means it's using growl more, which means it's lowering my attack more, which means it's going to take me longer to kill it as well. Alright, let's see here. Should be okay. Yeah, I'm going to heal after this, regardless. Yep, I'm going to take a heal. There we go. Technically played with fire a little bit there, because if I gotten crit, I definitely would have died. But, you know, gotta make it exciting for everybody watching. Should die. Yeah, alright. So we're good, we got through it. As you can see, no joke, that Starly be scary, for sure. We're actually also set up here to potentially get in Blaze for the next fight. Actually seems pretty likely that we will. Which is actually pretty good, depending on what our special attack is going to be, which I don't fully pay attention to stats in a Manipless run because they're always just so variable. It would just mean trying to remember, you know, all these different damage ranges based off of different levels, or using a tool such as Ranger, developed by May here to do that. And I just choose not to. I like the randomness part of it, you know, just figuring it out live. But, oh boy, critical hit. We're gonna heal that. Never mind. I was gonna say we have potential to be in Blaze here for this, but I'm not gonna risk that. The reason why it matters, if our special attack was good and we're about to get Ember after we defeat this Bidoof, then the next Bidoof we could have been in Blaze, and then we would have also had Ember, which means if our special attack was good enough or we rolled high enough, we would have had a decent shot of one-shotting the Bidoof. Definitely not though anymore. But that's okay, because you know what's better than being in Blaze? Living. Living is good. All right, now I can hit it with the Ember. So it'll be a two-shot. Let's see. Still seems pretty decent. If it might have been a good roll, or it might have been our special is good. Our Chimchar doesn't seem too bad. Yep, I ran this last night for a Midwest Mini Fest. Fantastic organization, by the way, if you're unfamiliar with the Midwest Speed Fest crew. Just a lovely bunch of people. But yeah, that run went horribly. Oops, should have been one tile lower than that. That run went horribly for a few reasons. One of which was that my Chimchar was pretty awful. Pretty terrible attack and stuff like that. It was a bit rough. It was a bit rough. But we got through it. Technically, I finished over estimate, so hopefully we don't do that here. Hopefully we could stay under the estimate, but yeah. Echoing Manta, big thanks to everyone who's been involved in making this event so awesome and fun. Much appreciated, of course. It's been so cool seeing a lot of different members of the community running different games and all that. Been a blast. All right, and then we just take out the Shinx. Nothing doing, no big dealio. Our health is all right for the first one. So yeah, we're about to fight two, what are they? I forget what kind of trainer they are, but we're about to fight two trainers who have Abras who use hidden power exclusively. So we're in decent shape for the first one. Not too bad. The only downside is we had to use 2 potions on that route, but again, living is better than not living, so I'll take it. All right, so we're gonna head in here, do our story-based stuff like we always got to do. What did I name it? P is me, right? So Q, nice. So yeah, I hover around there. O, P, Q. Whenever I end up selecting a letter, I usually hover around in that area. Sometimes N. All right, let's see here. Little bonk there. School kid. I was gonna say school kid, but it didn't feel right. But I should have listened to myself. All right. So we'll be able to take out this one unless we get crit. It's pretty handily. Probably have to heal before the second one or during the second one. Let's see what we get here. Here should be fine. I think I'll elect to heal during it because our health is still in okay shape. Especially since we're going to level up here. So learn taunt, which we might use, probably likely use exactly one time in this run. But it does have its use. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Harrison got the same deal. All right, let me see what my health is at. Okay, we're definitely gonna heal, because especially since that Abra went first. Oh, never mind. We're just gonna crit it, and it's not gonna matter actually. Never mind. We're good. Wow. Yeah. Luckily, I'm not manipping. I promise. I'm not manipping.
Sure. Well, it's gonna be HP hitting grass now.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be grass. I'm just gonna yell everything. You know, PB incoming. All right.
This is a question. How do you determine what your hidden power actually is, or do you just have to wing it?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. Wonderful question. So in a way, in a sense, we do wing it. We base it off of, oops, oh man, I talked to this guy twice again. I did this yesterday too. In a sense, we wing it. Basically, what we do is when we fight our rival coming up here after the clowns are sent in here, we will use hidden power on the rival's Starly and the rival's Piplup to kind of narrow it down. I talked to this clown twice too. Wow, I'm on a roll. And then, you know, based off of what we see there, we could have a good sense of what it is, or we might need to narrow it down further. And depending on what the hidden power is or might be, it also changes what our route is going to be going forward. So we'll be fighting some specific trainers, still trying to identify the type of the hidden power if need be, or if we got to figure it out, then we're just going to progress with the best possible route for the hidden power that we have. But yeah, we're going to see that play out directly here in just a moment. All right, so we took care of the clowns, got our Poketch. I always forget how to pronounce that. All right, we're going to do a few things here. First, we're going to heal because our health is bad. Second, we are oops, I got to drop my stylus apparently.
Wouldn't happen if you just use fingers.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Fingers team wins this round. All right, there we go. Got it. And then lastly, we're going to just save for safety's sake. We're going to get the saving a lot of data here. So the saving a lot of data thing, this happens for two reasons. One, when you start a new file, it saves a lot of data the first time. And then two, anytime you use a PC box after this, it will also give you the saving a lot of data thing here. Now, the good thing is we don't need to use a PC box at all. So that'll be the only time we get the saving a lot of data screen, which takes a little longer. Okay, so let's see what we get here. So Starly up first. So we could get not very effective, neutral, super effective, or we could get no effect if it is a ground or ghost type. So let's see what we get. That looks like neutral to me. All right, so neutral is kind of a bad one because it doesn't really narrow it down from here a lot. It could be fire, water, steel, fighting, poison, flying, psychic, dragon, or dark as of right now. Don't know yet, but we're gonna figure it out. Hopefully the Piplup helps it narrow it down some more. Okay, let's see Piplup. Okay, it is neutral, which again does not help us narrow it down that much. So right now it is fighting, poison, flying, psychic, dragon, or steel. None of which are particularly useful, unfortunately. And this actually is the same exact pattern happened to me yesterday as well, where I had neutral on both, which is actually decent for the rival fight itself. It makes it so it's a little bit speedier, you know, because if you got something that was not very effective versus one or both of them, then, you know, it would make that fight slower. But it does make it so that we have to take an ever so slightly longer route, fight a couple more trainers here, figure out what we're doing, what we have going forward. My typing yesterday ended up being poison, which was utterly useless. So yeah, let's see. Okay, it is flying. Not useful, unfortunately. Not good, not good. Pretty useless one. All right, so So we're going to skate around here, hopefully, but it's still hitting encounter, of course. All right, so we're gonna talk to this guy here. Get our rock smash. All right, and then we're gonna have a particularly sloggy time of it going up into Roark because we have flying, which is not useful against rock types. So that means we're gonna be relying on Ember, unfortunately, which is also not particularly great. I am actually going to fight this Geodude here. I'm going to, by fighting it, I'll actually be able to skip a trainer down the line here. One of the gym trainers I'm gonna skip because it also has a Geodude. But the bad news is that we have to use Ember to do it all, which is not particularly fast. I'm actually having a little bit of buyer's remorse, or route remorse, I guess it would be. I could have taken a different path here. That would have had me fight one or two more trainers, but they would be going down faster because I don't have the type disadvantage against me. So, you know, a little bit of remorse. We'll see. Not gonna fight another Geodude. We're only gonna fight one wild Geodude here. Yeah, basically, yeah. Someone asking about why the times are so different between the remakes and the new one. Sorry, the old one and the remakes, I should say. Yeah, it just goes down to the different glitches that are found in the programming of the new one versus the old one. They both have glitches that shorten the time exponentially. But yeah, there are just a lot more glitches in the remake that alter the time. For lack of a better term. We're going to take the center here. One, because my health is low. But two, I would want to take it anyway because it gives us a nice safety point here. If something bad happens in the Oreburgh Mine or against Roark, I don't have to worry about saving. I'm just going to come back to this Pokemon Center. So easy peasy. Pretty much glitchless until you get the bike. That is correct. So yeah, that's why we get through 2 badges. We fight one other story related, building to get the bike, and then we basically glitch to the end. Oops. Vibe in the Void. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some vibing in the Void at the end of this run, of course. Oh wow, really? They can't escape. Sad. Oh wait, what is happening here? Do I have to fight it? Like what? I guess I do.
You got hit by bind.
Yeah, I have not encountered that ever, so that is unusual to me. For a second, it looked like it froze on my Pokeball screen. I'm still binded, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, now I can run potentially. Nope, guess not. Wow. Well, see, look, like I said, if something bad happens in Oreburgh Mine, not the end of the world because I'm just going to be at the Pokemon Center that I just used. So, just got to run back down there. That is a way I've never died before. I'll say that.
Only in the marathon, eh?
Yeah, only in the marathon. Yeah. Well, hey, at least we got to see it. All right. Well, take 2. We're going to give this another shot. I'm guessing that means my speed is pretty bad if I can't outspeed an Onix.
Onix is actually surprisingly fast, but I'm going to assume, yeah, probably not great speed still.
Yeah, I get, yeah, that's another indicator of what my stats are, which is probably that my speed is bad, but that's okay because it looks like my attack and my special attack are pretty decent. Every good run needs a never happened before moment. Yeah, it's true, and you got it here from me. The good news is, so we do have to fight this Machop, so flying is useful for this Machop. That's nice. You know, at least it has one useful perk here. But yeah, it is otherwise useless for us. All right, so we're gonna go around the corner here. Talk to our good friend Roark, so he can go back to his gym, and we could go fight him in said gym. Then, unfortunately, we're gonna have to fight this trainer that has a Geodude and an Onix. If we could get to it without getting into too many encounters.
Just asked, would now be a good time to talk about DePaul International?
Yeah, now's a good time because we're gonna slog through a Geodude and an Onix here, so now's a good time.
Alright, so this marathon is currently being run in benefit of DePaul International, charity supporting homelessness and marginalized people in several countries. Did you know that for just over, for every just over $66, £50 if you're from the UK, all that is raised, that can provide up to 170 people with a meal in Bratislava, in Slovakia, which is a lot. It's a lot of meals for a lot of people. So if you are if you're willing to and able to, please type !donate in chat and donate, please.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, get those donos in. Wonderful cause, like I mentioned earlier, DePaul International doing a lot of wonderful stuff for homeless and marginalized folks. So definitely get your donation in. I mean, just look at the smile that's next to the tracker. It's just so warm and inviting.
Rumor has it that if it ends up being over 2,000 raised, because I believe we're at around $1,369. I believe it was something around there. I believe that once we reach 2,000, that is going to turn into an X smiley face.
Ooh. Official,
so get those donations in.
Yeah, official, unofficial incentives. We love to see it. We simply must donate. Oops. Talk to him again. Love talk. You'll find, if you're not familiar with me as a Pokemon speedrunner, you'll find a few things. One of which is that I love talking to people twice. It's my favorite thing. I'm actually going to elect to take a Pokemon Center again here, mainly for a few reasons. One, we've been Ember heavy because I don't have any other alternative good moves. But two, also because my health is a little bit low. So yeah, I want to make sure I have enough embers to get me through a good chunk of the game without having to worry about healing. Basically up to Eterna Forest without having to worry about anything. Yeah, talking to people twice is just making more friends. Exactly, yeah. That's how I choose to look at it. All right, so yeah, another slog here through another Geodude and Onix. But the good news is after this, we will hit level 14, which means that we'll be rocking the Monferno, and we will also be rocking Mach Punch, which Monferno learns at level 14, which is going to help us get through our fights a little bit more here with these rock types.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that you were able to get that trainer because you fought the earlier Geodude back in the past.
Yeah, actually, fun fact on the routing here. So I could have skipped one of two trainers there, basically. So I could have skipped that Machop trainer that I fought, or I could have skipped this first trainer in the gym, which has a Geodude. Obviously, if I'm going to fight one, I want to fight the one I could have one-shot. So that's what I did. But there is another route that I could have taken and might actually have been better for me to take in retrospect, but you know, ultimately it's fine because this one has one less trainer. But But basically, it was fighting that same youngster all the way back that had the cricket tot, and then I could have fought a lass and another youngster before even going in the gate that all had like Bidoofs and Machops and stuff, things that are not too worried. Fighting both Pokemon, both trainers rather, in the gate, and then the Geodude and Onix worker, and then just going straight to Roark. But I did not do that, and I think that was probably a mistake, but that's fine. We got through it. We're gonna be okay. All right, my O evolved into Monfern O, and we're gonna learn some Mach Punch as well. We're gonna teach it over our hidden power because our hidden power is useless. So, and then we're gonna take on our good pal Roark. Good pal in heavy quotes. Gonna heal that off a little bit. Yeah, so Roark is a bit challenging, as you can imagine. Even with Mach Punch, it's a little worrisome. Honestly, so he has a Geodude and an Onix and a Cranidos at the end as well. Cranidos is actually the easiest of them because it's kind of a glass cannon, so we can take it out decently quickly. Geodude is also not too much of a problem. It's mainly the Onix that gives us a lot of grief. Yeah, this is much better attack than I had yesterday. I actually had a 3-shot this Geodude with how bad my attack was yesterday, so this is definitely a little bit better. Okay, so here is where we're going to use the one taunt that we're going to use for the run. And this is basically because Geodude Onix likes to use Screech. So we're gonna prevent Onix from doing so for a few turns, hopefully. All right, we're gonna have to leer that twice, actually, it looks like. At least to be absolutely safe. And there's the Screech. You know what? I shouldn't have done that, but that's fine. We're gonna go for it. We're at one defense fell. Playing it a little bit risky here. Playing it a little bit risky, I'm being honest. I should have healed. Should have taken the turn to heal, but let's see how it goes. Like I said, Cranidos is a glass cannon. We just have to leer it first. So as long as the move that Cranidos uses doesn't kill us here, which Pursuit is a good one, yeah, we should be fine. So risk worth it. Saved us a turn, I guess. Thank you for not punishing me, game. Much appreciated. Yeah, honestly, a good fight. No, that split was not a good one for me because, especially compared against my PB, which I believe I had grass or water for my hidden powers. So that was definitely a lot better than what I had now, which is flying. But you know, we're still in as good of shape as can be. Plus, we had that death to the Onix, but ultimately we're okay. Okay, so a few things here. Gonna take another shopping trip. Gonna buy a couple supers. For posterity's sake, I am also gonna buy one antidote just for absolute safety, and then buy the repels with the rest. All right, so yeah, now we won't have to worry about wild pokes as much. The other good thing about what it could have been good about the other route I could have taken here is that moving through these tunnels and through the other side here would have been a lot easier because I wouldn't have to like dodge trainers. But you know, we did what we did. We're gonna teach Rock Smash here because we're just gonna need it, you know, to smash some rocks, as you can imagine. We're also going to, what is it? Oh, use the repel, obviously. All right, there we go. Dodge those trainers. We'll have to come back through there again at some point. At least we can just walk in front of that one, which is always nice. And then up here we have a double battle. This double battle is largely inconsequential. So if our call for donations or anything else we wanted to plug happen to get some donations, we can talk about that now if we happen to get a couple, maybe.
There has been a few issues with the site, so there might be some that might be struggling to come through.
Okay, yeah.
But
hold true. If that is the case, everybody hold true. You know, I'm sure it's being worked on. We'll try and get those as soon as we can. All right, yeah. So again, this one's largely inconsequential. Using Absorb on Turtwig is particularly slow. Thanks, Zubat. Yeah, the donate link still works. That definitely still works. So definitely don't hesitate to donate to DPaul International. We do not need pre swipes. We're gonna not learn that. A real total of 1369.04, so $1,369.04. Very, very good. Very well done. Yeah, we'll get the XD smile, we'll get the undying gratitude. It's all worth it. Also, I said if you're not familiar with me as a Pokemon speedrunner, I said earlier I love talking to trainers twice. You know what else I love to do is hit spinners. So we're about to encounter our first one coming up here. There are 4 spinners in this run total that I can dodge. Hopefully I dodge most or all of them. All right, let's see what we get here. Of course.
oh,
Of course. Yeah, what did I say? I love talking to people and I love hitting spinners. So there's the first one hit, of course. Now, this one is not terrible to hit. It's just a Bidoof, but it still feels bad. More friends, exactly. More friends is all it is.
you could say it's a bit of a Bidoof.
Yeah. It is a Bidoof moment, that's for sure. And I always love doing that after I hit the spinner too. Is running into all the signs. Yeah, so here's the antidote I'll pick up just for safety's sake. Smash this rock. All right, and then we have our second spinner coming up right here, which we have to pass twice. So let's see how that goes. I'm not taking that. I don't trust you. Yep. Man, you are playing with my emotions. I blind passed that one by accident, but it worked out. So we're it's fine. Yeah, I did it on purpose. Of course I did.
Just one little thing I noticed, you did like a quick run up. Did that force the trainer to look down there?
Yes. So
Did it seem...
yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. So if you run in the direction of a trainer nearby a trainer, it will force that trainer to look towards that direction. Because she was stuck looking the other way for a while, and I didn't trust that pass. I wanted to get her attention so that she could turn away again, basically. At least I know where I was going by reading the signs. Yeah, that's true. It's always good to check where you're supposed to be going. Yeah. Cannot be too safe. That being said, I could also check my map too. I could always check my map. Yeah, I would say, yeah, so if we put nicknames for myself, the rival, Chimchar, it's probably about 30 seconds or so in this run. I would say that's correct, plus the amount of time it takes me to actually type them in. Which for me is quite a amount of time, because again, not very good at typing on the DS. Yeah, I would say, yeah, roughly, yeah, somewhere in the 20 to 30 second range of raw, like, text speed. Oh yeah, these trainers are, you know, largely inconsequential as well. Again, just story beats that we're covering. All right, burn through here. And then we get to head into Valley Windworks. Inside Valley Windworks is our third spinner that we'll have to deal with. And when I pass that spinner, I'm actually going to heal as well, just to be safe for Mars coming up. So yesterday, yeah, like I said, there are 4 spinners in this route. And yeah, I said yes. In my run for Midwest Minifest yesterday, I encountered 3 of them. The one I didn't encounter was the one in Valley Windworks, so, which is a double pass as well. But first, we got to fight this trainer with the Glameow. Largely inconsequential. I think you can use what's it called? Not Sucker Punch, but one of those kinds of moves that makes you flinch. I can't. It happens so infrequently. I can't remember which one this Glameow has. Go.
We have some time for a quick donation.
Yeah, for sure. Go for it.
Alright, got a $10 donation from Manta Rage. Give me a moment because the website's turned to German. Saying, for good RNG, thank you. Oh, thanks to all the runners. Much love. Less than 3.
Thank you so much. Much appreciated. All right, so here we go. See if we can get this pass. Oops. All right, there we go. So let's use one of the super potions we bought just to get maximum healing. Okay, cool. We passed that one. That's always good.
Is that the last spinner?
No, we got one more, and it's actually the worst one to hit if we do hit it. So actually, coincidentally, so the first one had the one Bidoof. The second trainer that we passed twice had 2 Pokemon. I think they're 2 Voodoos, if I remember correctly. Third trainer had just has 1 Pokemon as well. I couldn't even tell you what it was. The fourth guy is a hiker that has like 4 Geodudes or something. So not good. Definitely not good. All right, so Zubat giving us a time here. Just don't do, yeah, I was gonna say just don't do that, but it did it, so couldn't get it out in time. But that's why, one of the reasons why we pick up the antidotes and stuff, so. All right, so Zubat giving us a hard time, but, you know, ultimately fine. Next Pokemon is Purugly, which can also give us a hard time here. But we can get a little bit of RNG luck, hopefully. Namely, we want to get a defense fall after we use Rock Smash. Feint attack, yeah, gonna flinch. Oh wait, no, that's not the flinching move. I forget, you know, it's hard to remember stuff. Okay, so I did not get the defense fall, so that means we're gonna have to use a Leer here, but that's okay. All right, and then that should be GG's for the Purugly, yes. Okay, good. There we go. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
Just a thought. Can that perfectly actually be level 16, like in normal ways, or whatever level it was? I feel like I've heard it can't.
I feel like no as well. I feel like it can't as well, but I don't know. It's not a Pokemon I've ever used in my life, so I'm not sure. But yeah, sometimes it happens that way. You know, it's like getting a level like 25 Tyranitar or something. It's like, how did this even happen? What engineering of what monstrosity did this?
Through the evil team.
All right.
Forcing evolutions early.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're gonna use a repel here. All right, here's the spinner we really don't want to hit. Okay, we didn't, so that's good. This is actually a spinner as well, but he can't turn left, so that's good. All right, no more spinners, gang. We did it. Got through him. Now, that's not to say I might not hit a trainer accidentally that I'm not supposed to hit, but that is to say that I won't hit another spinner. All right, so this double battle is particularly tough as well. Mainly, so the bug catcher uses bugs, as you can imagine. The other trainer here has a somewhat high level Pachirisu that can troll us ever so slightly. We're gonna focus on the bugs first, but also we have this person following us who has this Chansey, which is nice. So if Pachirisu loves to troll us, it could also troll the Chansey instead, which is preferred, as you can imagine. Okay, see, that's fine. Chansey's got a pretty good amount of hit points, so we'll take that. But this Pachirisu is one of the reasons why that we have paralyzed heals, just in case that spark ends up landing a para on us. This Beautifly is mainly the Pokemon in this fight on the bug catcher side that could give us issues, which is why we focus the bugs first. Yep, still on Chansey, but Chansey is also coming back hard, so you gotta respect the grind. After Silcoon here, we're going to have Flame Wheel, I believe. We're gonna level up to 19. Yeah, got the Pachirisus in the chat. Yeah, love to see it. There's my 19, which means we're gonna learn Flame Wheel. Don't need Mach Punch anymore. Oh, use Spark on this time. I gotta respect the chances. So it's oops. This is technically a little slower for the chance to just keep spamming on the Egg Bomb, but I gotta respect the aggressiveness. I gotta respect it. I simply must. Honestly, that fight was fine. It was a little slow because Chansey used moves, but you know, what are you gonna do? I've had much worse. Oops, should have been one more tile over. Not a big deal. Just means that they get to walk a little extra. But this, so one thing that's worth mentioning as well is when you have like an NPC following you, like we do now, you get healed to full in between each battle, and that includes wild encounters actually. So if I was like really low health, what I could have done is let my repel run out before that double battle, take an encounter on purpose, and then run from it, and then I would be full health going into the fight. I didn't need to. My health was in good enough shape that it wasn't a factor, but I could have if need be. These Abras, non-consequential to us. We can one-shot each of them. Chansey actually has a chance to one-shot one of them if it uses Egg Bomb and it crits. There's a chance that it can one-shot it. Let's see. No, of course not. If Chansey uses Egg Bomb and it doesn't crit, it would have actually been faster if it just missed at this point. Not as helpful as you would hope. All right, so we actually don't have any more battles in the Eterna Forest. Actually, we're gonna run right up to the edge of the grass and then use a repel here. we still want to minimize our, even though we have a repel, we still want to minimize the amount of tiles that we are in the grass, because you might even be able to see it. If you were going to hit an encounter in the grass, but then a repel prevents it, you still get a little bit of lag frames that happen there. So you'll see it like has a lag frame wherever I was about to hit an encounter, but was prevented by repel. So you still want to stay out of the grass as much as you possibly can, just to avoid those lag frames, but ultimately not the end of the world. Eterna City, heading right to the gym. This is a grass type gym, so as you can imagine, we will be in pretty good shape. The downside is that for this gym, you have to fight all of the gym trainers, and they are like spread out. So it does make it a particularly slow gym, but you know, largely inconsequential. So if we had, we're just going to be blasting fire at some grass types here for a while. So if we have any donations that have come through, or if we want to talk about anything at all in relation to Snow Warning or the charity, now, oops, I used Ember, but I think it's fine. Now's a good time.
I'll give a quick refresh, but also in either situation, we are currently running Snow Warning. This is in benefit of the DePaul International, charity supporting homelessness and marginalized people in several countries. Just by the way, did you know that for every £20 or just over every $25 raised, 8 people sleeping rough in the Ukraine can be provided a bed for the night?
I did not know that.
They're in many different countries, not just because like a lot of charities are typically US focused or UK focused, but DePaul International, the international's in there for a reason. So if you are able to and willing to donate, if you type !donate in chat, please feel free to do so.
Yeah, definitely. And that's actually a really great point that Jordan brought up just then, is that a lot of charities end up being, you know, US focused, and not picking DePaul International. It was a really inspired choice because it can affect things globally. I love that. So well done on the organizers for doing that. And well done on DePaul International for being a global charity organization. So very good. Fun little nifty piece of speed tech here. So this Voodoo is a lower level than the other 2 Voodoos that this trainer has. So it's actually faster to use Ember here just to save the text, because we can take it out with Ember. So we you know, whenever, so that's the main reason why we keep both Flame Wheel and Ember. 1, because we don't have any other useful moves that we could learn at this point, but 2, there will be times that Ember would kill instead of Flame Wheel, and it's faster to use Ember because Ember has less letters than Flame Wheel. So but yeah,
I'll save those frames.
Gotta save those frames. You absolutely must. But yeah, that's 2 trainers out of 4 we have to fight before I even get to Gardenia. But they're all, like I said, not largely inconsequential. We're gonna head this way. This next trainer has a Turtwig. Not a problem. But I will say, one reason why I was very interested in learning Gen 4 speedruns as a whole is because I really love the 3 starters in Gen 4, which are Turtwig, Piplup, and Chimchar. I think it's a really strong group of starters. So I'm usually happy to use any of them. But in my casual playthrough, I picked Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I did Piplup, and my partner, she did Turtwig. So you know, now we got to see different sides. Pokemon bringing the family. Yeah, you can't go wrong. And Pokemon just bringing the family together, you know? It's beautiful. All right, Rosalia, and then all right, so then we have Gardenia, and I could, you know, while we're fighting to get to Gardenia, we can start talking a little about it. At our level, Gardenia is not super threatening. The only thing that Gardenia can do that can really mess us up at this point is her Roserade can mess us up. We have to use Leer on Roserade in order to ensure the death there, which gives Roserade 1 to 2 turns to mess around with us a little bit. Which means that she could paralyze us, she could poison us, she can, well, if she uses the grass knot, it's not really a big deal. But yeah, she could do some stuff to us, so that's why it can be a little bit annoying. But ultimately not too bad. If you come in here Manip, you're I think I think you're 2 levels lower than you are here, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not done a Manip run, so I'm not entirely certain, but so there are some other things that could be difficult. For example, I believe the Turtwig is a range, and if you miss the range, you could use Reflect, which could really mess you up. So, you know, things can go awry. That's for sure. May even be a range at my level. I'm not entirely sure. Again, I don't usually pay too close attention to the stats because I like the random aspect of it. Let's see here. There you go. So that's fine. And then we're just gonna Leer Flame Wheel the Roserade, and hopefully it doesn't mess around with us too much.
I have to say, you must have to like fight the other remaining gym leaders really quickly, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Really quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, you might be wondering, with the hour and 15-minute estimate, like, how do I fight the other 6 gym leaders in the Elite Four in like 6 minutes? Yeah, we're just gonna go on a big boss rush. Don't worry, you'll see how it works. Definitely just gonna beat them all legitimately without cheats or anything like that. Glitches, who needs those? Not me, certainly. So.
Cheating, not in a speedrun, I can imagine.
Yeah, no cheating, but we'll have some funny business. We'll just leave it at that. There's gonna be some funny business afoot. But we get our second badge, so that is nice, of course. That means we can use cut, which is great because we need to use cut to get through the next area that we're gonna be in. All right, let's get out of here. What is the difference between glitchless and Manipless? So Manipless, regardless of whether a category is glitchless or not, means that you do not use any RNG manipulation whatsoever. So even in a glitchless run, an any percent glitchless run, I believe they use manipulation in order to get a really good starter, to dodge some encounters at the beginning and stuff like that. And basically it's using, very specific inputs and using those inputs on very specific times after you load the game in order to manipulate the RNG to get it to what you want it to be. But yeah, but you can be glitchless and use manips. Manips are not glitches, so. Okay, let me teach cut here. So we had 2 options here, which would be to teach it over Leer or Ember. We're gonna teach it over Ember. The reason why we'd have 2 options is if we were in Blaze, it would be a lot faster to skate through this galactic building using, you know what, I'll use 2 potions, why not? Using Ember instead of Flame Wheel, just again to save the text, but we'd have to be in Blaze for that to work out, which we are not, and we didn't have a chance of being in Blaze, so instead I'm going to heal off the damage I have, teach over Ember because it's not, largely inconsequential, and then got to move on with our time here. We're going to be fighting a bunch of galactic grunts here, in which we're going to flame wheel every single one of them until they are gone. So not really much going on here. But yeah, that's a good way of pointing it. Glitches is that you're not using glitches. Manipless is you're not using manips, but manips are not glitchless, basically. The TLDR. This Glameow can technically hit us, I think. Yeah, see, look at that. We get the fake out. Look at that. Right on cue. We get the flinch. Yeah, so we're gonna clear this galactic building. We're gonna fight Jupiter at the top of it in order to save the bike shop owner, and then we're gonna be able to get our bike. Please, thank you. And then move a little bit faster. Actually, quite a bit faster. A little too fast for my own liking, actually. The bike in this game, it can be zippy. We'll just put it that way. Yep, that's worth noting as well. Yeah. So in Jud 4, the RNG seed is indeed based off of the clock. So whenever people do minute versions of this game, they will set their in-game, like their inner DS clock to a very specific time, and then they will make sure to, you know, like press inputs on very specific frames in order to match up with that clock, so that they get specific results. It's very, very interesting. Petition to add bikeless. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. It would not change the run enough for it to be to matter, except that I just don't get to use a bike, which is fine for me because my movement is tough. That's where I struggle most in Pokemon speedrunning as a whole. I think is movement. As you can see, as I bonked countless walls and ran into people and stuff. Yeah.
Bonking into a wall is just making friends with it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Anytime I talk to an extra person an extra time, or I bunk into a wall, it's just me trying to be friendly. There's nothing wrong with making new friends, if they're, you know, be they people or walls. All right, so after this trainer, we only have one more before Jupiter, and that is going to be a scientist with a Kadabra. Kadabra, famously another glass cannon type, can do a lot of damage, but does not have high defense or special defense typically. So, you know, you can usually take them out pretty good. All right, Kadabra. See you later. All right, so up next is Jupiter. So Jupiter has two Pokemon, which is a Zubat and a Skuntank. I feel like if you ask most people are more scared of the Skuntank, but I am definitely more scared of the Zubat because I've actually died to that Zubat before. It's very unlikely, but you can. Which is why I'll usually in a marathon setting heal to full or close to full for Jupiter. One time I was on PB pace up to this fight, which if you're familiar with the run, there's not much left after this. And then I died to having not the super low health, but lower health than I have now. Then I hit the Zubat, missed the range. Then the Zubat used Wing Attack, crit me, and it was just enough to kill me. So really ruined my chances. Hey, missed the range, Wing Attack. You know, it was similar to that. But fun fact, we get to use Cut now, so that's nice. It's always nice when you get to use Cut. Go, 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 go. I'm trying my best. All right, so here we go. We're gonna Flame Wheel, probably Leer and Flame Wheel again after, unless we get hit into Blaze, but yeah, nope. We're not going to. Instead, we're going to get an accuracy drop, which is lovely. And we're going to get a double accuracy drop. Just hit through. Magically hit through, please. Nice. Thanks, Chimchar. Much appreciated. And voila. That is Jupiter. All right, so yeah, that the balding guy to the left there, that's a bike shop owner. So that we have now saved the bike shop owner for Team Galactic. We're gonna get some bike action after this.
Yeah, you need the bike to get to the other 6 gym leaders quickly, right?
Yeah, we have to move fast. Yeah, we have to get to the other 6 gyms and, you know, the Elite 4 after that. So we don't have time to be just walking or running around. Definitely normal biking incoming, yes. I can't imagine what else it could be. Meaning, you know, let's start here because it takes a while to explain, and I'm sure I'm going to be more focused in the moment. So let's start talking about what we're trying to fool you into believing doesn't exist, which is the tweaking glitch. So basically what we can do is we can exploit the load zones in a given area by crossing them and crossing them again really fast. And the game gets confused when you do that. it starts loading areas that that it wouldn't normally load and things like that, which allows us to more or less glitch into a black void later on, which is going to allow us to get directly to the Hall of Fame. There is two tweaks that are good to save time here, basically. Well, I guess three, you could look at it. I'm only going to do the end game tweak here, which is the big one. Mainly because I haven't learned the other one yet, but also it's a fast bike tweak versus a slow bike tweak. And then also, at least with my sloppy movement, it has the potential of hitting a trainer. So I'm not about that. I don't know why I did it that way, but it ended up being fine. Woo! A little sloppy movement there. I kept trying to overcorrect, but got through it.
As long as you get through.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
It's very easy to hit trainers there. In fact, in my, like I mentioned, my Midwest run not going super hot yesterday, I hit a trainer there yesterday. And then I hit a couple trainers on my way back, forgetting that I had to dodge them. So not great. But, we didn't hit any other trainers there, so I'm going to take that. But basically, if we did a tweak on Cycling Road there, we'd actually skip this whole dialogue sequence here with Lucas, and we'd also be able to tweak right back through the Oreburg Gate as well, saving a lot more time than having to not only talk to Lucas and get the dowsing machine and all that, but having to use the rappel as well here. But it's definitely more safe for me. I know what works for me, so that's what I do.
The changing gear there as well, just to make sure you get through.
Oh
smoothly.
yeah, please, yeah. If I had fought those trainers on my route or something like that, then obviously I would not have worried about it. But yeah. So here it goes. We're gonna do the tweaking. Nope. We're gonna try to do the tweaking. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's good. So we should not be here, ultimately. We're gonna save the game. And we're actually gonna reset as well here. Soft reset. And then once we soft reset and load back in, you're gonna see things are gonna be looking interesting, to say the least. Yeah, so we're in a building, but we're not in a building. And we're walking in the void. Everyone's chilling in the void. The void is where you go to hang out. Oops, there we go. Sloppy movement there, but we got through. And we're gonna go to here. Save again. The void. Reset again. So right now the game thinks we're technically in the Veilstone store, which we have not even been to Veilstone yet. We also walked through the meadow again to get there, of course, because it all makes sense. We're going to move one tile to the left. All of a sudden we're in the Pokemon League. We're going to save and reset again. Reload the game. And voila, we're all of a sudden in the Hall of Fame. You can't see it. You can't see it, but we're there. I promise. Feels good to have beaten the Pokemon League with a level 25 Monferno. How many of you can say you've done that? Probably, actually, in this chat, maybe a good chunk of people can say they've done that. This is probably the one chat that could say that they've done that before. And
yeah, maybe a few people.
Time.
GG.
Thank you. Had its sloppy bits. I didn't play absolutely optimally, but only hitting one spinner for me is pretty good in a marathon setting. And having flying as a hidden power is not particularly useful. So we did with it what we could. Still finished under estimate, so I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, usually in a marathon, I shout out the this team, this Pokemon Speedrun Diversity team, which is just filled with such excellent people. I got to meet a good chunk of you at Midwest Speedfest earlier this week. Shout out to them again, wearing their shirt. And it was really lovely to meet all of you. I'm hopeful that I'll get to meet even more of you at future events coming up in person when it's safe to do so, of course. But other than that, yeah, keep donating if you're able for DeepAll International. Again, such a wonderful cause. If you're interested in seeing Pokemon speedruns, I also do other speedruns of games such as like Bug Snacks, Castle of Illusion, some other like fun, quirky, unique games. Feel free to check me out at twitch.tv/KonceptionSR. And if you happen to run, I'm sure a lot of people probably run Pokemon games in here, which are not awful or silly, but if you happen to run an awful or silly game that would fit in to like an awful or silly block for a GDQ, I also run a GDQ hotfix show called Awfully Silly, where we feature runs that do just that. So feel free to hop on over to my Twitter, which is also KonceptionSR. Feel free to fill out the submission form and I'll be happy to take a look at it, or just reach out to me personally and I'll be happy to take a look at it as well. So yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for having me, and enjoy the rest of Snow Warning. It's going to be awesome.
And thank you for taking part.
My pleasure.